Natalie called in actually, it would have been July of last year. She called in during lunchtime, and I happened to be one of the only people sitting at my desk, and I answered, and we connected immediately. She is very energetic and very into the outdoors and things like that. So with my Trail Boss RN page, we kind of went off for about a half hour just talking about the outdoors, what she likes to do. And she told me where she wants to go for the next 2 years traveling. Basically, when she came to me, she was like, this is going to be a problem because I've got just over a year of experience. So, of course, had to sit down with client managers and find out what's going to be the best fit for you. How are we going to be able to do this? Because it's very limited to who will take a traveler that's no travel experience, only a year as an RN. So talked to Mike about Santa Fe. She immediately Santa Fe is one of the places on my bucket list to get out to, and we've had her out there since this last August. She came out immediately and said, I want to travel here and I want to follow, maybe do some of the Appalachian Trail, maybe just everywhere she wants to go is going to be based around mountains or some type of an event, hiking, triathlon. She said she'd never been out to the West Coast. She just came from Virginia, so we started her out there and she's loving it. Natalie she's just super energetic, a lot of fun to talk to. She's a blast to just have on the phone because you never know what's going to come out of her mouth. Or I don't want to say she's scatterbrained, but she has one thought about, hey, maybe we should go to Washington for this next one. And then the next time she's like, oh, it could be too cold, might be too snowy. Maybe we need to go here. Maybe we need to do that. So it's a lot of fun just interacting with her. And she's been a blast to work with, one of my favorites to work with.
I'm Natalie, and I am currently on a MedSurg tele assignment in Santa Fe, New Mexico. I've been traveling only since July of this year, so it's now December, so it's just under 5 months. I was only a nurse for a year before I started traveling. I had called a few agencies, just Googled some travel agencies, or travel nurse agencies, and I talked to a couple, and they weren't very welcoming, or just one thing after another, we just didn't connect. And I Googled like top travel nurse companies to work for, and Atlas consistently came up in the very top. So I said, screw it, I'm gonna call. So I did, and I called and I said I wanted to speak to a recruiter if I could, and they just stuck me to Jamie. I was very upfront with him. I told him my little experience that I had, and if it were possible, I don't know. And he was very much a can do. Yes, we're going to try to do something. I will make this happen for you if you want it to happen. So I was, I just kind of let Jesus take the wheel type thing. He really took care of it. He's awesome, but I'm really thankful I got hooked up with him for sure. So before I moved to Santa Fe, so Santa Fe in town, you're at elevation of 7,300 feet, which is higher than most places in Colorado. People don't realize that. And I didn't realize that. I knew there were really cool mountains around here, and that's kind of my motivation. I'm trying to travel to places that I want to trail run, mountain bike, ski, do cool stuff, rock climb. Yeah, that's kind of what I was wanting to do with traveling, is go cool places that I want to ride and run. So far, this place is not disappointed in any way. Best part, I think it's probably really cliche, but really outside of work, you get that honeymoon period with a new place. You're super psyched to be there. I moved from Virginia to New Mexico, which has a very different culture, very different feel than any place I've ever been. I also get to learn, even with my patients and my coworkers, I get to learn about the culture here in a way that I would not if I were just a tourist here for the week or whatever. So that's, to me, one of the best parts is you're almost like a local tourist. You get to, you stay in a place for 3+ months, and you get to learn the really good spots, the good food, the secret stuff, that you wouldn't if you were just here kind of just passing through. And I'm learning Spanish, which is great. I get my first night that I worked, because I actually came on as night shift, which I'd never worked night shift before. I worked night shift, and my first night I had 2 Spanish speaking patients, only Spanish speaking, and I had very little help. I had some help, but not a lot. And, I was able to piece things together, but that was probably one of the more difficult. Not only am I in a new place, new hospital, new night shift life, I'm also trying to speak to these people. I can't, I didn't know what I was doing. But yeah, that was probably something I wasn't expecting, because I was trying to learn Spanish before I got here, but that was probably one of the harder parts for sure. I changed my mind as to what's next probably every 3 or 4 days. Like yesterday, I was all excited. I'm like, I'm going to Wyoming, screw it. And then this morning, I'm like, maybe Sacramento, I don't know. So I don't know really. That's like the cool thing about traveling. The best thing about traveling is like every few days I get on the Atlas site and just look at all the different job openings available and where I could possibly go, what I could be doing in all these places. And I'm just going to run wherever I go. That's it. That's all.